great-great-grandfather. I want to be a musician, just like you.
All right, who's in there?
I'm sorry. Welcome to the land of your ancestors.
Miguel is a boy who wants to be a musician, despite the fact that his family history is plagued with an aversion to music. On the night of Dia De Los Muertos, he plays a guitar belonging to his musical idol and is transported to the land of the dead. Now he must find a way to fulfill his dream and return to the land of the living before sunrise. The Good. It's a Pixar film, so naturally the animation is very good. But this rings especially true with Dia De Los Muertos, a holiday with a colorful, vibrant aesthetic that's very pretty to look at in animation. The movie's absolute greatest strength is the execution of its emotional elements. It conveys a lot of different sentiments, namely the importance of family, all done in ways that make it very emotionally infectious for an audience member. Our main character is a musician, therefore there are obviously musical elements, mostly acoustic guitar, and they're very pleasing to listen to. There's a lot of great voice acting in this film, and I especially give props to the kid voicing Miguel. And these performances were very organic. It's great for the movie experience when I'm never stopping and wondering who voices a particular character. This movie went to a few dark places in its story that I didn't expect it to. That darkness works to the movie's benefit though, because that's where the stakes and tension come from. In the case of American films about non-American cultures, it's good to see in this film that the culture feels very much within the DNA of the film itself. It's not something they're putting a spotlight on like, oh hey guys, look, we're being cultural here. It just feels very organic, very well implemented, and not disrespectful. The Iffy. Before this movie was released, there were some people wondering whether it was going to have too many common elements with the 2014 animated film Book of Life. The main commonality between the movies are their two main characters. They're both musicians, the families want them to follow in their family footsteps instead of doing music, the character ends up in the land of the dead, and they have to find a way to get back by the end of the movie. Beyond that, the thematic and story-based focuses of each movie are different enough that they don't feel like a ripoff of each other at all. The events of this movie aren't 100% predictable start to finish, but as you're moving along, you usually get a pretty good sense of what's going to happen next. There's nothing inherently wrong with this movie's title, but based on the story as a whole, I feel like there was a better title for it that they could have come up with. Before the movie, there was a 15 to 20 minute short called Olaf's Frozen Adventure, which is a Christmas-themed Frozen short. Just a heads up for you. The Bad. The main character has a dream. The family discourages that dream. Main character runs away and goes on an adventure where it turns out the dream is the solution all along. Not only is this a really common story trope for movies in general, but it's especially common in Disney movies, and it's impossible not to notice. The verdict? If you're a seasoned moviegoer like myself, this film might come across to you as predictable. But like a film that you've seen 100 times and it never gets old and you never feel any less enthusiastic for it, the emotional strength of this film outweighs the predictability. It is dripping with sentiment, and it's really enjoyable to watch. This is Detective Steve, and I'm glad that Book of Life and Coco don't feel like ripoffs of each other because I really like this movie and I didn't want to have to pick a side.